Welcome. And now we're live for the next session. We have such an incredible session to share with you. Be sure to engage in the chat and tell us what you're thinking. Chat any questions that you might have. We will put the certificate link at the very end of the chat so that you can fill out the form. But we have a really incredible duo today, one of my favorite tech coach duos. They're going to help you turbocharge your tech skills. Today we have Lisa Abbott and Sarah Reed. Welcome, Lisa and Sarah. How are you?
Doing great. Trying to stay
Awesome.
cool.
Yes.
I heard it's really hot in Texas. Is that true?
Oh my goodness. Yes.
Yes, it was
Yes.
about 107, 108 this weekend.
Wow. Well, I'm so excited to be joining my Texas friends. Those of you that are tuning in, make sure you are telling us in the chat where you're from. You could even throw in the temperature so we can compare our temperature to Lisa and Sarah. But we are ready to hear from the two of you because we want to turbocharge our tech skills, ladies. So we are ready to hear from you when you are.
Okay. So if you'll go ahead and let me flip over, I'm going to go ahead and get started. So we've been introduced. I'm Lisa Abbott, and that is my Lisa for EdTech is my Wakelet and Twitter if you want to follow. And I am a digital learning specialist in Fort Worth ISD, and I help a lot of teachers, hundreds of teachers use digital tools in their classrooms effectively. And I'm here with my good friend and colleague, Sarah. You want to say hi real quick, Sarah?
Hi, everyone. I am also a digital learning specialist here in Texas in Fort Worth ISD, and I'm super excited to be here today. So I'm going to go ahead and give it back over to Lisa so she can go ahead and get started.
Okay, here we go. So just real quick about the session flow, I'm going to start off and cover some ways that I use Wakelet to support and help educators. And then Sarah's going to go next and share some of her great tools and show some Wakelet features that she loves to use. I just want to quick start with a shout out to Wakelet. Wakelet is my favorite digital tool, and that's saying something because I am a tech coach. I use digital tools for a living. I learn about them and share them with teachers. And Wakelet is so collaborative, inclusive. They're so responsive to users' needs. They have really built a true community with a sense of belonging. And on top of all that, it's an incredible tool. It's flexible and versatile. You can use it in your work life, in your home life. I mean, it's so versatile and powerful. And it's easy to use because nobody's got time for a steep learning curve, especially not educators. And that's why I love to share this with educators because within 5 to 10 minutes, they can create an account and be up and running and going in Wakelet. So it's amazing. So there's my love. There's my Wakelet love. So I'm going to show you 3 ways that I use Wakelet. The first way I'm going to show you is how I use it to share out special topic resources with my teachers. And second, I'm going to show you how I use it to create template lessons and share them with my teachers. And thirdly, I'm going to show you how I've used Wakelet to build what I call a Wakelet bridge between parents and the school community to help close that school to parent gap and help parents feel more part of the school community. So I'm going to flip on over to my Wakelet, and we have created this Wakelet space that houses all of the stuff we're going to go over today. And at the end of the session, we're going to share out a link. So everything we go through today, you are going to get access to all of this. And some of them are copyable templates. So amazing stuff. So stick around. Okay, so this is special topic Wakelets that I have, and obviously I don't have time to go through all of these. Obviously you can see I have my MLK Day for Martin Luther King. We give that out in January. I have my Earth Day one on Earth Day. So we have just resources in there for the teachers. This summer fun activity, or this summer fun activities Wakelet, let me just dip into that real quick. This was something that I created and my team collaborated with me. And we created and we gave out to students and parents at the end of the school year so that they would have some engaging and fun activities and virtual field trips to do over the summer. And there's summer events that are in the Fort Worth area, family activities, fun things to do in the area. So these are obviously specific to our school district and our parents and students, but we also have some other ones that are online, so that will work anywhere in the world. You can go and join these online summer camps. You know, when the students have been off all summer and they get the summer doldrums and they start getting bored or it's too hot outside, and this is a great way to just give them this Wakelet and keep them engaged and keep them learning. We have a lot of online learning activities here. We have our summer read aloud that our team did, and we gave them access to that, and they could listen to us on video reading stories aloud. And we have some virtual field trips, a virtual field trip choice board. So obviously these are just things we curated. Some of them we created. This was our kids corner that has lots of educational games that we created and they can use, and some links to some Google Arts and Culture stuff. And then here's some read alouds by authors. So lots and lots, that's just packed full of lots and lots of fun activities for the students. So we gave that out to students and parents at the end of the school year. One more I want to point out is this digital, I have a digital citizenship because that is so important. And this one we gave out, we give out this several times a year. We give this out whenever we're wanting to give a big push on digital citizenship. We all know how important that is. This has got 7 tips in it. It's got videos. It's got links to tons of teacher resources. So again, just a great Wakelet that we share out with teachers. So those are my special topic Wakelets. Obviously, I don't have time to go through all of them, but we use those throughout the school year. Usually at least once a month, we send out a newsletter or something, and we include these links to these Wakelets that have special topics. And of course, the ones that are on Earth Day or MLK Day, we send those out at the appropriate times. So moving along to my second way I use it to create lesson templates. So when we went to virtual learning in 2020, when COVID hit, we were a district that our 6th through 12th graders had devices, they had Chromebooks, but our elementary schools didn't. And so we handed them out to all our elementary students, and they got these devices and they didn't get any training on how to take care of them. And so when we came back to in person, we really needed to get them up to speed on how to take care of lessons, or how to take care of their Chromebook. So I put together this specifically for elementary, this lesson plan template, and I made it really friendly, gave them a name and told them, please take care of Chromie. And so this is a template that is actually a 45 to 55-minute lesson for elementary students. The teachers could actually I shared this with them and they could just copy it and use it as is, or they could adjust it because it's actually got step-by-step, have this discussion with your students, tell your students this, have your students watch this video. And then I even created this poster of the main seven rules to follow to make sure you're taking care of your Chromebook. And we even had it in Spanish because we have a large Spanish population of our parents. And so this was a really popular one. And I even wrote this little song. This is the Chromebook Care song because we all know that young students learn and love to learn and remember through song. So there's this little song, and you guys are going to be able to make a copy of this and use it at your schools. And then there's a Kahoot. So this is all ready for you to use as is. You can just copy it and start using it. I gave it to my teachers and shared it out, and they just copied it and customized it and used it, or some of them just used it as is. So, and then along with that, I put together this Google Chromebook resources Wakelet that I handed out, and just as a resource for their shortcuts and just how to use troubleshooting and how to use your Chromebooks. So we kind of gave that out along with it. So that is another way I've used it with my teachers that I support. And then the third way that I'm going to cover is probably something that is really special and true to my heart that I started towards the end of the school year, was in April, and it was building a school community with Wakelet. And actually what I did was I really wanted to build, I called it a Wakelet bridge, to bridge that parent to school gap. We have a lot of parents that are working full time and they don't get to come into the schools. And let me go over and show you, before I show you these templates, I'm going to show you this is the actual Wakelet campus hub, I'm calling it, for one of my elementary schools. This is Van Zant Gwyn Elementary School. They are the home of the Tigers. So I made this banner in Canva, and then I got their vision and their history and their mission off of the website that they had, that, by the way, was outdated. Why? Because nobody knows how to update it. And that's why we need Wakelet, because there's no learning curve on Wakelet. Actually, that was one of my ways I talked the principal and assistant principal into doing this. I told them there's just no learning curve. Your teachers can do this so easy. So what I did was I went around and I took pictures of the hallways, because this is what inspired this. Was I went through the hallways and saw all this great learning that was happening. And I was like, oh my gosh, if I was a parent here, I would love to be able to see this. So as you can see, I set this up in column format. On the far left here, I've got parent engagement and connect with us online. And so that is like a link to their Twitter, a link to their website that is out of date, but I'm going to help them update. And then also a link to we have a parent engagement coordinator, and she has a parent university. And so actually I put the link to her Wakelet in there. And then I had pictures and meet our staff. And then I'm going to come over here, and I have a column for every grade. So pre-KK, first and second, third and fourth, fifth and sixth. And so what I did was I created a teacher Wakelet template and let the teachers copy them and customize them. And then they uploaded pictures to their Wakelet. And I added the individual Wakelet to this Wakelet. And so let me just go into one. This is Miss Malave's pre-KK class. And so she updated her, customized her name and customized the picture from the template. And this is her students doing a project in her classroom. So just think about this as a parent, how awesome this would be if you're working full time, and so you can't get into the school a lot. It just gives you like a peek, a window into your child's learning. And how special is that? And that's why I'm calling this the Wakelet Bridge, because it bridges that gap, and it allows the parents to just take a quick peek and to see, what is my child learning today? What are they doing in Miss Malave's classroom? And especially when children are young, they really, parents want to really see what's going on. And then I'll show you one more. I don't have time to go through all of these Wakelets, these individual ones that these teachers have added pictures to. But as you can see, so what I tasked the teachers with doing after I gave them a Wakelet template, and then they customized it, they if they wanted to change this, this picture. And if they wanted to, obviously they updated their name, they customized anything they wanted to say here. But what I told them was to keep it for now just in the mood board format. And I said, upload pictures only, because I wanted this to be a visual hub, because pictures, you can convey so much meaning with pictures. And also a lot of these parents were Spanish, were English as a second language. And so they only spoke very little English on some of these parents. And so you don't need a language translator for pictures, right? So pictures are universal, and everybody can understand them. So they can come in here and see their kids working on this project that they're doing. And so that was the whole idea, was for this to be a Wakelet, a visual Wakelet hub. And so I told them to concentrate on images only and just quick captions. And so this has really been a labor of love. And I just started it probably in April. So next year, we're going to obviously keep it going. I've got the principal and assistant principal behind me, and they're going to make it, something that everybody participates in for next school year. But so the beauty of this, because the beauty of Wakelet is I already gave out the link in the QR code to this main campus hub Wakelet. So guess what? Next school year, we don't have to change that link or that QR code. It stays the same. We just come in here, and if there's a teacher that has left, I just delete her Wakelet and add the new teacher's Wakelet, and give the new teacher a 5-minute training on how to take a picture and upload it to their Wakelet. And so, again, the beauty of Wakelet is that it's so easy to use. It's so easy to get buy-in, because you can put together something so quickly. I mean, this whole campus hub, the template I put together very, very quickly. One day I was out there and I just got inspired with all these beautiful pictures I was seeing in the hallways. And I started creating this and I put it together and went and talked to the principal and the assistant principal all in the same day and got them on board. And then literally had to only give the teachers a 15-minute training in their PLCs. And you know, there you go. It's awesome. They did this baby chicks where they hatched baby chicks at the end of the year. So I took some pictures of the baby chicks and uploaded those. So what a cool thing for parents to be able to see. Look at this baby chick. He's so adorable. Oh my gosh. Baby chicks. I'm sorry. I just love baby chicks. Doesn't everybody love baby chicks? So I couldn't hardly pull myself away that day. I went out there and took these baby chick pictures after they had just hatched. So anyway, I enjoy my job way too much. So anyway, I think, let me go back. I think that's basically all. So I'm giving you the community school template so you can make a copy and do this maybe at your school. So you would make your school names banner here and your vision, history, your mission. And then I just put in some of my columns of how I did mine, but you know, you can edit this. So you would add pictures of your staff, add links to your school website, add pictures of your hallways, and you would just, you know, add all the different grade levels you have in there into your Wakelet template. So that's the main, this one here. And then this is the template I gave to teachers. And it was basically just a shell. It just had an image and then, you know, build a community teacher template. So they came in here and they updated this image right here with the palette. They updated their image and they updated their name here. And then they started uploading images. And that was how easy it was to get them started. So this is all going to be for you. At the end, we're going to give you the link and you're going to have access to all of this. So I hope I haven't talked too long. I think I'm ready to go ahead and turn it over to Sarah. So if you guys would go ahead and switch my screen over. Let me go back. I'm not sure if I need to do that or if Marcus can switch it to Sarah.
I think he's already got it.
Awesome.
Okay, awesome job, Lisa. Yes, I have gotten to see her community project kind of evolved, and it's been super exciting to be able to see it. I actually got to go out to campus and be able to work with the teachers as they started learning how to use that. And so I'm excited about what the future holds with that project in our district, and hopefully more campuses will hop on board with that. So hi, I'm Sarah. I met y'all at the very beginning, and I'm really excited to be here today to share with you a few of the things that I like about Wakelet. And so I'm going to start off the same way Lisa did. Why is it one of my favorite digital learning tools? And really, honestly, the reason why I like it so much is because it is so easy. It's so seamless to be able to curate and to be able to share resources with my teachers and my students and that sort of thing. And the other thing I like about it is it's anytime, anywhere. I don't have to be at a certain computer or, you know, on my phone or whatever. I can do it anywhere. And I'm going to share with you a little bit about that today. So the three things that I want to share with you about how I use it with my job is, one, I love to curate things. I've tried different resources in the past and they've not held up to what I was hoping that they would do. And so when I discovered Wakelet, having the app, having the extension, awesome. And being able to share it out is even more amazing. So I'm going to share with you a couple things about that. Also, I use it for my newsletter that I share out with my colleagues at my campuses. And so I'll share with you a little bit about that. And then lastly, I'm going to wrap it up with sharing with you how I use it, not only with collections and using it with collections, but also with spaces. So I'm going to go ahead and switch tabs, and now I'm going to share with you just a little bit about the extension and the app. I know some people may already know about these two resources that Wakelet has, but if you don't, you're missing out. So, I mean, as soon as you get off of this webinar, I would go install the extension. It can be installed on the Safari browser, the Chrome browser, and I believe it's Edge as well. I'm a Chrome I'm a Google girl, so I have it on Chrome, but you'll see right up here at the top, I already have it installed. What I like about the extension is if I find a resource and I don't know, I want to go ahead and put it in a collection immediately, I don't have to stop, copy, paste it, open up Wakelet and go ahead and put it in a collection. All I have to do is click on the button, and I know it's probably not going to show up, but if it does, fantastic. But when I open it up, it pulls it up and I'm able to go ahead and drop it into a collection immediately. The other thing I like about Wakelet is they have their own app. And I know some other curation tools have it as well, but this one just seems to be a lot more seamless. And the reason why is because I can pull it up, and when I find a resource, let's say I'm sitting in bed at night and I'm looking at Twitter and I find something really awesome that I want to hang on to, I don't have to like email it to myself and be sure to bookmark it the next day. All I have to do is hit that little up share button. I scroll over to Wakelet, click on it. It opens up my account. I can put it in whatever collection that I want. So really, really awesome. And I really like both of those features. Now, the other thing that I do like is the share option. And I have made actually a cute little interactive, which will be in our space link that we're going to be sharing at the end. But this particular interactive just kind of shows you how you can share your resources out with different people. And so when you click on that little blue share button, you can actually share it in a variety of different ways. You can share it as a QR code. So get your students up and out of their seats and they can go around the room and scan things on the wall and look at different collections. You can also embed it. So as you click on these different buttons, it will show you what you can use that particular share option for. Also, you can go and you can invite collaborators. I love this. Lisa and I use it all the time when we're planning trainings and that sort of thing. We invite each other to collaborate on a particular collection, dump everything into one place, and it's just really easy to be able to have everything in one spot. So really like that as well. One thing I wanted to mention is there is an embed feature. And Lisa was talking earlier about the fact that we don't update our websites. So, the websites on the school websites, some of them are not updated on a regular basis. But if you put it in a Wakelet and you use the embed option, you can come over here and grab this embed link. And I have actually put a live Wakelet into this Google site as an example. This is a Wakelet that has been embedded. So anytime there's anything added to this Wakelet, it automatic will post on this site. We are actually moving to Canvas in our district, and so we can use that embed feature as well to be able to put those resources out there for students to be able to access, or for teachers to access if they're coming to a training or that sort of thing. So really like that option as well. Moving right along, those are just some of the things as far as just like the functionality of it, using the extension app and the share options. But probably the biggest wow that I have used this for is to create my newsletters on a monthly basis. In the past, I would go ahead and just open up an email and start composing, and I'd have to try to remember all the things that I wanted to include in my monthly email. Now what I do is I've created a space which I've called Read Monthly Resources, and I have made a master. I've made a master Wakelet collection, and all I have to do every month is I simply go into that master. So I'm going to open up my master. Here we go. And all I do is come over here to the left-hand side and I make a copy of it. And then once I've made a copy of it, I have the master here. Okay, so I can come here and I can change the name. And then during the month, I can use my Wakelet extension and I can add resources to this collection. Okay, I can just dump them all throughout the month. I don't have to do a lot of pretty editing or anything like that, but they start building and start populating in this particular collection. Then at the end of the month, what I do, and this is an example of one from last month or back in May, when I'm done, I come back and I kind of clean it up. So if I've just dumped several different resources out here, maybe I've typed some things up, I can come out here and click on this little pencil. And when I discovered that I could go in and I could actually edit the title and the description of whatever I posted out here, that was a big game changer for me, because sometimes when I put things in my collections, it doesn't make any sense, or it doesn't have a descriptive title. So what I would do is come out here, maybe add some instructions, maybe change the image, that sort of thing. The other other thing I would do is I would add these little emojis in front of each one of the titles. You can actually pull up the emoji keyboard on your keyboard if you have a Windows computer with the Windows button and the period, and it pops it up. I could do it now, but I'm sharing a window and I'm not sure you'll be able to see it. But I put an emoji in front of each one of the titles here. And then what I do after I'm done doing that at the end of the month, I copy these and then I put them all at the top in the agenda. So that's where this agenda gets populated from. It's each one of the topics below. Then after I get it all cleaned up, see, I've been curating this all throughout the month. I'm not doing it all at the end of the month. I'm curating as I go. So all those text things that I want to type up, maybe a PDF, maybe pictures, videos, anything I want to share out to my campuses, I put in here. And then at the end of the month, I have it all, clean it up, make it all look pretty. And then what I do is I come and I take that particular, and I'm going to have to refresh my screen. I come down here and I take what I have posted out there. So I take the image and I take the agenda, I copy and paste all that, or maybe I might even do a screenshot. But then this button here is the magic button. I make a button and that I link to my collection so that my campuses can go back out and take a look at it. The other thing that I do is I also give them give them a link to my space, the space that has all of my resources on it. So let me go back over here. I'm having a little bit of, let me go back to my Read Monthly Resources. So on my Read Monthly Resources, I have all of my resources that I have curated over the last few months. So here they all are. And then what I do is I copy this link and I include that in my newsletter as well. That way my campuses can go back and they can reference any of these collections that I have put out here in the past. So they always have it. So that's how I actually create my newsletters, where I'm going to be including all the information about how you can go and create your own in our space that we're going to be sharing out for you at the end. The last thing I wanted to share with you is my just my Wakelet, and my Wakelet is a hot mess. It's 91 collections, as you can see. I tried to make these really pretty little, banners and things to make it all look cohesive. Didn't happen. I started and it didn't go very, very well. But then I discovered over here on the left, all of these spaces. I discovered spaces. And then all of a sudden I was like, okay, now I can get organized. So over here at the left-hand side, if you have not explored spaces, I strongly encourage you to. You can create a space where you can add collections to it. You can move collections from one space to another. So this is my Google Resources space. And from here, what you can do, which is nice, this is just the space, but I can also go in and click on the actual link here. And when I click on that link, it takes me to this tab where I can actually go and do a little bit more customization. So I can come in here and I can click on the edit button, the edit profile, and I can create sections and organize all of these collections into different areas. So I have resources and I have workspaces. I can also customize the link of what my URL is going to look like. So you'll notice up here at the top, this one says @edtechsarah_Google. I can customize that. And then that is how I can share that space out. So instead of sharing a collection of resources, I can share out I can share out a space of resources, a space of collections. The only thing you do have to remember is that all of these, in order for you to be able to customize and organize them, they have to be public as far as I can figure out. So just to recap, the way I love using Wakelet is use that extension, install that app on your phone, use those share options, and explore using the, my resources as far as creating a newsletter, and also explore the spaces as well. So that is what I really love about Wakelet, and I'm going to go ahead and get to the very end, and there we are. So I'm going to turn it back over to Tisha and see what else we need to do.
Ladies, I honestly, you were blowing my mind. I'm not sure. The chat was going crazy. You are rock stars. I mean, obviously you're from Texas, so I'm a little biased. Fort Worth ISD, shout out to Holly. She was in the chat cheering you on. But what I love so much about what you shared, Lisa, was bridging the gap between parents and school. And I've always said that partnership is one of the most important partnerships that tech coaches and teachers and administrators have to fill. I love how you showed that. Everybody loved the templates. I wanted to just quickly say that elementary Chromebook guide was incredible. 45 minutes of activities for these kids. I loved that. And then also no learning curve. Wakelet has no learning curve, and that's how you're selling Wakelet to your school and teachers. And I love that. I thought that was awesome. Sarah, spaces, right? Spaces replaces long email. Have to hit on that. Those of you that are joining us, you can claim your certificate for the session. The link should be in the chat. There it is. Our ladies have also shared out resources with you, probably more resources than you know what to do with, because they're really cool like that. And so go ahead and tell us what you love about this session in the chat. But also, we're about to head over to our Backstage breakout activities so that you can network with other people. Be sure to share what Sarah and Lisa have shared with you. Talk about those innovative ideas that you're going to take away from this. And I know so many people, ladies, are probably going to go back and watch this session because you packed a punch in this 30 minutes. So thank you all so much. And we'll see you all over on the networking session. We'll see you soon.
Thank you. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.